Yo, what is up, my Cinedroids? G to the S here. Today, I'm gonna be doing an extreme rant on one of the worst spoof movies I've ever seen, directed by two idiots who go by their names Jason Freeberg and Aaron Seltzer. Disaster movie. Man, does it sure live up to its name. The story: during a fateful night, a group of impossibly attractive 20-somethings, played by the voice of Anakin Skywalker from Star Wars The Clone Wars, Matt Lanner of all people, Vanessa Minnillo, and Kim Kardashian, because why not, I guess. Anyways, they must dodge a series of man-made and natural disasters. Twisters, asteroids, earthquakes, and singer Amy Winehouse are just some of the perils that they have to face, all the while trying to get their way to safety. Honestly, does this thing have a story to it at all? Sure, I get that it's a spoof movie. It's supposed to be making fun of pop culture during the time where big movies like Enchanted, The Incredible Hulk, Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, and Chronicles of Narnia: Prince Caspian came out at that time. But in my opinion, in terms of its execution, it doesn't work as a standalone feature-length film. It should only work on platforms like TV, with such shows like Saturday Night Live or Nickelodeon's All That, or social media like YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, and so on and so forth that involves related to someone spoofing a certain movie or television show. But you can't make that into an 87-minute long movie. This is 87 minutes worth of torture for me. I'll discuss the terrible comedy in a moment. But the only positive I will mention in this review is that both the camera work and cinematography looks okay to look at. But again, does that save this movie from becoming a piece of cow turd? Hell no! In terms of comedy, sure, it's pop culture references galore throughout this whole film. But again, they are so cringy to watch. I was facepalming constantly throughout this whole thing. Even during moments where they tag along such characters from other movies, like Giselle from Enchanted as an example. Her comedic shtick in this movie is one of the most grating and annoying things I ever sat through in a movie. Why did you have to do her character like that, man? And there's this other character in the movie who just pop locks in front of her, has this sarcastic teenager attitude, says so many unnecessary catchphrases, and always has to say a bunch of acronyms that feel hip and edgy in a modern setting because, I don't know, late 2000s, I guess? But again, it doesn't work as a joke. And on top of that, the jokes themselves, as usual, drag on for way too long, and they're so stupid in concept. Even some of the acting performances from the people involved in this movie look like they need to get a get-out-of-jail-free card. Or at least something to get themselves out of this hell. Even when it comes to showing character interactions when it comes to their development, I never felt a sense of friendship and compassion with these characters. All they do is spew out movie references and get into childish fights that don't make any sense whatsoever. They never come off as funny or memorable at all. Also, the jokes themselves are obscure and very raunchy for a PG-13 film. In fact, I would even dare say that the humor for this film was even more raunchier and in-your-face than that other movie that came out the same year that this movie came out, that this film also referenced, The Love Guru. I mean, I'll give the movie that. I'm glad that they made fun of one of Mike Myers' worst comedies ever made. But at the same time, why was it even in there to begin with? Whatever, tangents and questions aside, this whole film is a mess either way. Let's move on. Even some of the CGI, as well as the practical effects and set design, are some of the worst I've ever seen in a movie in general. Like the way that they made the asteroids and the way that they plummet towards Earth look very cheesy and laughable to look at. I can tell that they look very fake. It's like they didn't even take their time to make them at the very least realistic so that I can buy the fact that the Earth is in trouble. And they have, at the most, a few hours left until the Earth is destroyed. And also, you could have developed a more creative way to save the world from this astronomical event of godlike proportions. But no, let's save the world by, I don't know, reciting a plot point from Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, because why not? Am I right, fellas? Such a shame. I think you guys get my drift here. In the end, it's no surprise that a film called Disaster Movie delivers to its title when you mix in badly written dialogue, unnecessary pop culture references, unfunny slapstick humor, terrible set design and CG effects, and top it all off with some horrible acting, and you got yourselves a nasty entree of a bad comedy, ladies and gentlemen. And as a result, to the chefs of cinema, I give Disaster Movie a 0 out of 5 stars. But we're not out of the woods yet, fellas. There are 10 more of these leeches that we have to get through, so stay tuned. But yeah, don't watch this movie. So Disaster Movie. You've seen it, right? Well, let me know in the comments what's a spoof comedy that you can think of that is so cringy and makes you want to bite your skin off in anger. I would love to hear some answers down below this review. But if you like this video and you want to see some more, make sure that like button shines in your face. That'll totally help me out a ton. Also, share it with your family and friends and favorite it. That's a very good way to show support for this review. Also, if you're new to my channel, make sure to subscribe and ring that bell right next to you so you can be notified of future videos that I have in store for you. Also, if you want a shout out in a future video, just follow me on both Instagram and Twitter, and I will choose one of my Cinedroids to be displayed as a shout out. The link's in the description below. And also, I have a TikTok account for you guys where I do whistle covers as well as singing duets with my sister every once in a blue moon as well. So if you guys are interested, the link's also down below this video. And also, if you want to subscribe to my gaming channel, there's either a link in the description or at the icon card at the top right corner of your screen. Go over there, subscribe, and let's just have fun together. But until then, I'll see you next time. Peace out.